And welcome to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ball game. We are in Hayesville, Kansas for game number 4 as we are trying to win one game at least here. Get a winning streak going for the Newton Rebels. Last night, the Hayesville Aviators defeated the Newton Rebels 3-0 in a real close ball game, but the Rebels were just not able to get the timely hitting that was needed. So, the Hudson Monarchs come in with a 7-1 record. They're followed by Great Bend, who are 8-2, and then the Cheney Kansas Diamond Dogs 9-3. Also followed by the Twins, who are 8-4, tied with the 3 Sluggers, also at 8-4. And then the Hayesville Aviators, who are 6-7 now, and then the Newton Rebels are 2-11, followed by the Warhawks, who are 1-7, and then the Sunflower Seeds, who are 1-11. But once again, the Newton Rebels are trying to get that winning streak started. But the only way they can do that is to start off with the first one. So hopefully tonight is the night that the Rebels get that winning streak start. After we will be in Newton on Friday, as on the Aviators. We'll have that call for you on Friday evening, starting at 6:45. And then Saturday, we'll start a 5-game series against the Kansas Diamond Dogs, who are 9-3. Those are going to be some tough games, but we're going to go in there and fight hard. Once again, we'll be in there Saturday, have the day off on and then have a game on Monday the 21st, Tuesday the 22nd in Newton, and then go back to team on the 23rd and finish off on Friday the 25th. Now, after the 25th, we are supposed to be playing El Dorado. El Dorado dropped out of the league, so we're not sure whether we're going to have any games from the to July the 2nd. My understanding is Coach is working on trying to get some teams in there. So we'll see whether we have anybody to play once again, starting on 26th through July the 2nd, June 26th through the July 2nd. Now, on the 21st, on Tuesday, I will not be broadcasting the game because I will be out of town on a golf trip and something I've had scheduled for a while. But Mark Carvala and Jay Gibbs, our student manager, may be making that call for you. I'm not sure yet. But we will find out if they will have that the broadcast on Tuesday, on Monday 21st. I will be back in town on Tuesday the 22nd, so in time for that 7 o'clock game against the Dogs in Newton. We're about ready to get started here. We're going to go ahead and go through the starting lineup here for tonight's game. Let me turn up my hearing. There we go. I can hear you now. Okay, now for the Newton Rebels, leading off and playing shortstop will be number 1, Andrew Brotman. Batting second and playing right field, number 0, Eli Hickman. Batting third and playing center field will be number 14, Trey Wingett. Batting fourth and playing third base will be number 23, Nolan Riley. Batting fifth, the agent will be number 51, Bryce Nittler. Batting sixth and playing second base will be number 11, Jaden Hanna. Batting seventh and playing left field will be number 8, Thomas Capion. Batting eighth and playing straight will be number 44, Carson Ford. Batting ninth and catching will be number 16, Anthony Zellner. And pitching tonight for the Newton Rebels will be number 12, Ruko Armini. Armini on the mound for the Rebels. The Rebels head coach is Brett Clark, and he assisted by Cole Seltzer, Austin Ferguson, and Mike Mandelo. Now here's the starting lineup for the Aviators. Leading off, shortstop will be Blake Bergonio. Batting second, 7, Brady Benedict. Batting third and playing right field will be number 4, Austin Allright. Batting fourth and playing field will be number 8, LaMarcus Jones. Batting fifth and playing third base will be number 24, Dylan Golden. Batting sixth and catching will be number 27, Ridge Stevens. Batting seventh and playing first base will be number 23, Corey Moore. Batting eighth and DHing, number 9, Jason Robertson. Batting ninth and playing center field will be number 2, Garrett McCartney. And pitching tonight for the Hayesville Aviators will be number 5, James Urban. Head coach for the Aviators is Lance Smart. We're going to take a small break for the national anthem. And once again, we welcome you to Newton Rebels Baseball as the Rebels will go on the Hayesville Aviators, game number 4. So far, the Aviators have won 3 games from the Newton Rebels, and the Newton Rebels are trying to get in that win column. We do understand that there is some buffing going on, and we apologize. Once again, a new computer is on its way, and it should be here on Friday, and hopefully that will take care of the problem. We do apologize about it. We're going to try to stay on as much as possible, and hopefully give you a good program here tonight. Defensively for the Hayesville, at first base will be number 23, Moore. Second baseman, number 7, Benedict. At shortstop will be number 3, Bergono. At third base will be number 24, Golden. Left fielder will be number 8, Jones. Center fielder will be number 2, McCartney. Right fielder will be number 4, Albright. Catching will be number 27, Stevens. And pitching for Hayesville, once again, number 25, James Urban. Urban on the mound for Hayesville. He is a left-hander. He's from Orange, California. He's a tall kid, is showing as he's 6'8", 220 pounders. So it's going to be come from a different angle here for the Newton Rebels. Once again, all of you are joining us here so far. I do have my comment where you can comment if you would like. And guess what? I at the front, so I can see. I can actually see what you're saying. So we welcome John and Lisa Hanna. They say, "Go Rebels." David Virginie says, "Good evening," and they like to know. They want to know that we're doing a good job here. Well, we thank you very much. And Jan Hansen says that the picture and camera is great now. So we're ready to get started here in the top half of the first inning. Due up, first of all, for the Newton Rebels, we have shortstop number 1, Andrew Brotman. I am flying solo here tonight, so you'll have to be patient with me if I do get behind on the balls and strikes, since I'm the one that has to do that anyway. Here's the first pitch. That one is out to the right-hand side, going to be in foul territory, so the count goes to balls 1 strikes as Andrew Brotman swinging at the first pitch by number 25, Urban. And here's Urban second, misses inside for ball 1. The count now goes to 1 ball, 1 strike to Andrew Brotman. Brotman comes in batting .380 as he's appeared in 13 ball games, has been up to bat 50 times, has 19 hits, and there's a swing and a miss there by Brotman as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has scored 13 runs, has 1 home run, 4 RBIs, has walked 6 times, has been hit by a pitch twice, and has struck out 12 times. Here's the pitch. That one hit to the shortstop. Shortstop moves to his left. That's Bergono goes to first for out number 1. So a 6-3 out in the books for the first out. And that will bring the right fielder 0, Eli Hickman. We also welcome Bob Brotman. We welcome to the broadcast. Once again, our comment is now open for you to make any comments. We do appreciate it. If you do post something, I'll make sure that I announce your name. That first pitch was ball 1 there to Hickman. Hickman comes in batting .240 for the Newton Rebels. That one misses high for 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Hickman, who's playing right field hitting for the Newton Rebels. And here's our pitch. Swing and a miss there by Hickman. As the count now goes to balls and 1 strike. Once again, I said Hickman batting .240. He's played in 9 ball games, has been up to bat 25 times, has 6 hits, and has scored 5 runs. And here is Urban's 2-1 pitch. That one hits to the third base side. That's going to be in fair territory. Third baseman grabs the ball but not able to make the play in time. And in with the base hit is Eli Hickman. And that was a slow roller down the third base line. Third baseman Golden picks it up, goes to first base Moore, but not going to be in time. So the Newton Rebels have recorded their first hit of the ball game. And we'll have a runner on first base, and that will bring up the center number 14, Trey Wingett. Wingett also a left-handed batter. Ball hits the first, he's only going to have 1 play, and he does touch at first base. So Hickman will go to second base. Goes 3 unassisted there at first for the second out. So we now have 2 down, and that will bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley, with a runner now at base and 2 down as we are in the top half of the first inning. Once again, if you're just now joining us, we welcome you. We welcome Patrick Bowen, who says, "Let's go Rebels." Once again, we welcome you to the broadcast. Here's the pitch by Urban. The first pitch is right across the knees for call strike 1. As count goes, no balls, 1 strike now to Nolan Riley. Riley comes in batting .375 for the Newton Rebels. Has appeared in 9 ball games. Has been up to bat 32 times and has 12 hits. Also has scored 4 runs. And here's Urban's pitch. That one hit the right side. That's going to be in for a pitch. That is the Rebels' second hit of the game. And rounding third base. Here comes the throw to home. Not going to be in time. But there is a tag at second base as Nolan Riley is thrown out. It goes 9-2 to 6 for out number 3. But the Newton Rebels do score a run here in the top half of the first inning. And the score at the end of 1 inning play, it is Newton Rebels 1 and the Hayesville Aviators coming to bat. And we'll be right back. And welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go the bottom half of the first inning. The top half of the first inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as Nolan Wright hit a single to stretch it down and was thrown at second base. But 1 run did score here in the top half of the first inning. Defensively for the Newton Rebels, at first base, number 44, second baseman, number 11, Hannah. At shortstop will be number 1, Brotman. Third base, number 23, Riley. Left fielder will be number 8, Tapion. Center fielder will be number 14, Wingett. Right fielder, number 0, Hickman. Catching will be number 16, Zellner. And pitching for the Newton Rebels will be number 12, Rocco Armini. Armini on the mound for Newton. Leading off for the Aviators will be shortstop, number 3, Blake Bergonio. First pitch is in there for call strike 1 as it comes to no balls, 1 strike now to Bergonio. We also like to welcome, well, I thought that was someone new, but I've already posted here. The breaking ball in there for call strike 2 as the count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Bergonio is from Chino Hills, California, 5'10", 160-pounder. That one misses outside for ball 1. So the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes as we are in the bottom half of the first inning. The score 1-0 in favor of Newton. And here is a Rocco's breaking ball. That one lifted into short left right fielder. Right fielder comes on it, drops over the head of a right fielder. Eli Hickman as he overran that one. And that is a hit. I believe that they're going to score it. So there'll be a runner on at first base. And now up for the second base, number 7, Brady Benedict. It's a hit there by Bergonio. The official scores it a base hit. As Hickman ran in after that one, just overran it, and it landed just short of it. Ball hit to the shortstop, goes to a double play there by the Newton Rebels as he goes to second baseman. Hannah turns and throws the Thor for the double play. And that double play is sponsored by the team of Pate and Paul, attorneys at law, working for you. So a 6-4-3 double play, and now we have 2 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. 1-0 is the score. We'll get to the sponsors here in just a second. Rocco Armini ready to go. That one hits Austin Albright, so Albright will be on at first base, and that's not what we did here, especially after the defense just cleared the base for him. So Albright will be on first base on a hit batsman. We'll bring up the left fielder, number 8, LaMarcus Jones. You probably hear the wind back in the background there. It's blowing about 17 miles an hour, about 98 temperature-wise. There's a ball thrown down second base, not going to be in time. And Albright ends up with a stolen base. Rocco never looked over at first base, and Albright saw that, and he took off before the pitch was even thrown. Count is no balls and one strike to LaMarcus Jones. And here's a Rocco's pitch. That one breaking ball hit right over the second base. That's going to fall in for base hit, and that's going to score a run from second base. Nobody covering first base, so Jay rounds the bag almost halfway. So he is in with a base hit and an RBI that will tie up the score at one apiece. That is the first hit and first score. Once again, runner on at first base with two down. How big was that non-air by the right footer? It's hit over in a fly ball, and it landed it safely. So they now have two hits recorded. And now there's no balls, one strike now to Dylan Golden, who's playing third base this evening for the Hayesville Aviators. Here's the pitch. There's the runner going to second base, and he's going to be in there safely. Boy, I tell you what, if you don't go first base, they're going to run on you all night long. The catcher had no chance on that one. Zellner, as the runner had taken off before the pitch was even thrown. So a runner now on at second base with two down. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. That one in there for a call strike. So the count will now go to 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dylan Golden. As I was saying, you probably hear wind in the background. It is awful windy here. About 17 miles an hour out of the south. And Rocco Armini ready to go to work. A breaking ball just misses high, as that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Golden is 8 out of 40 so far for the season. He comes in batting 200, and he has 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner to third base once again. Never even looked the runner over, and Jones took off before the pitch was even thrown, and he ends at third base. And the count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's the ball. The runner now at third base, which is important. That one misses for ball 4. So we have a walk and hitman given up by Rocco Armini. Will bring up the catcher, number 20, Ridge Stevens. Now runners on at first and second with 2 down. And Armini is ready to go to work on Stevens. Here's the pitch. That one just, correction, that is in there for a call strike. As the count goes, no ball, 1 strike. Stevens comes in batting 195 as he's been up to the plate 46 times, has 9 hits. That one misses outside. And Zellner has to chase that one down as it pops out of his glove. The count now goes to 1 ball, 1 strike now to Ridge Stevens. We have Golden at first base and Jones at third base as he reached on base on balls and had 2 stolen bases. And here's the pitch by Rocco. That one misses outside for ball 2. So 2 balls strike now to Rich Stevens here in the bottom half of the first inning. Score tied up at 1 apiece. Both teams have 2 hits here in the ball game so far. And here's the pitch by Rocco. That one is fouled off. That will take the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So 2-2 now to Ridge. Catching the inning for the Hayesville Aviators. Here in the bottom half of the first inning. And Rocco Armini ready to go to work. Here's the pitch, a breaking ball. Swing and a miss there by Stevens. As he goes down swinging for out number 3 as the first strikeout recorded by Armini.
Hi.
So at the bottom half of the first inning for the Hayesville Aviators, they score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end, 1 inning play, the score tied up at 1 apiece. We're going to go to our sponsor second here. I'll put you on pause for just a second. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the second inning. I apologize for the little delay there, but my daughter-in-law is her team is playing on the field right next to us. They're from Mulvane, Kansas, which is down the road. And she came over and gave me a hug from behind. I had no idea who was hugging me from behind. Not that I didn't mind it, but anyway, I did see that was my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter. And it was good to see them here between innings. All righty, we're going to the top half of the second inning. By the way, the Hayesville Aviators are wearing their blue jerseys, kind of a dark black blue jerseys with white lettering and white pants. The Newton Rebels this evening are wearing their red jerseys with gray pants and black socks. So due up now for the Newton Rebels will be the designated hitter number 51, Bryce Nittler. And Nittler comes in batting 167 for the Newton Rebels, as he's appeared in 2 ball games, has been up to bat 6 times, and has 1 hit. He's pitched by Urban. The first pitch to him is called strike 1. Let me get to the second inning here, as the count is no balls and 1 strike. So Urban ready to go to work. Here's the pitch. One missed outside, as this young lady right next to me almost caught that ball. I had my hand up, but it went right to her, but of course the fence was in the way, and the count will now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 now the count here in the second inning, and here is Urban's pitch. That one in there for call strike. Fastball right across the letters, as the count now will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here is Urban's pitch. That one is outside. That makes the count now to 2-2. Once again, we welcome all of you that are watching us here this evening. We have a total of 26 viewers here right now. Don't forget to tell your family and friends about Newton Rebel Baseball. Here's the pitch. A swing and miss there by Bryce Nittler as he goes down swinging for out number 1. That is the first strikeout recorded by James Urban here in the ballgame. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 11, Jaden Hanna. Once again, Hanna was our player of the game last night. Also was his birthday last night. Had a real good conversation with him and his parents. John and Lisa Hanna found out about Mr. Jaden, and here's the pitch. First pitch to him is right across the knees. First call, strike 1. So the count goes no balls, 1 strike. And he was not surprised. He was surprised, but not surprised that his dad brought up the Mighty Mouse nickname. This is time for ball 1. So the count was 1 ball, 1 strike. I could see a little bit of embarrassment in his face last night in that interview. So 1-1 now the count. Here's the pitch. The ball hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit by Jaden Hanna. So that is the 3rd hit now for the Newton Rebels. First base will be Hanna as he records his first hit. That will bring up the left fielder number 8, Thomas Capion. Capion did start last night's ball game. Came out in about the 5th or 6th inning, I believe. Take a real quick. Came out in the 7th inning, that was. He was 0 for 2 last night. Throw over to first base and in safely is Hanna. Capion comes in batting 167 as he's appeared in 11 ball games, has been up to about 24 times, has 4 hits, and has scored 1 run. That is Capion. And here's Urban's pitch. That one fouled off to the right-hand side as the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. Now to Thomas Capion. And we welcome you to the telecast. Don't forget, you can post your comments on YouTube. We do have that up and running now. I'd like to say hi to you. If you post your comment, announce your name over to first base, and that first baseman has to jump over Mr. Hanna. He was down on the ground, and that ball was to the right of the first baseman. No balls, 1 strike now, the count to Capion, who's playing left field here this evening for the Newton Rebels. And here's Urban's pitch. Swing and miss there by Capion as the count now goes 0-2. That one just a tad outside, but he was trying to drill that one to the right field and ended up missing as the count now goes 0-2. James Urban, 6'8". That one is foul off there by Capion. And for second base was Hanna, so he'll be heading back to the first base. Count will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. This is what amazes me about baseball. You never know who you're going to run to at a ball field. It was so good to see my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter. Here's the pitch. That one hits the right-hand side. That's going to be out of. And the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. We have Michael H. Says, way to go, Mouse. we welcome you to the broadcast. We hope you enjoy the ball game. Score tied up at 1 apiece here in the top half of the second inning. Runner is on at first base with one down, and here's a pitch by Urban. That one, there goes Hannah, the second base throw down. Not going to get time. That hits Hannah in the top of the helmet. He's going to jump and move to third base on the play. So we have a stolen base there by Hannah. We'll end at the third base as the ball deflected off his helmet and moved out to left center field. So now we have a run at third base with one down, and the count now should be ball two, I believe. There it is, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scoreboard operator just a little slow. I'm not going to talk bad about him, just you can tell. Inside third baseman comes in. He's going to go to first base with it, and Papillon is out on a 5-3 put out for the second out. So now we have 2 down now here in the top half of the second inning. Due up for the Newton Rebels will be the first baseman, number 44, Carson Thor. Carson Thor comes in batting 125 as he's appeared in 9 ball games, been up to 24 times, and has 3 hits. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. So the count goes 1 ball, no strikes now to Thor. Thor is from Tomball, Texas. He is a 6'2", 220 from Sul Ross State, where he's a freshman. That one in there for call strike, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. We have Jaden Hanna at third base as he reached on a base hit into center field, then moved second on a stolen base, and then moved to third as the ball deflected off his helmet. Now on the outside corner across the knees, and the umpire calls strike, so now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes, Carson Thor. That one is inside, so that will even up the count now at 2-2. And Patrick Bowen says that he is Jaden Hanna's uncle. So we welcome you to the broadcast. And James Urban ready on the 2-2 pitch, and that one is outside. So that will take out now to full at 3-2. Once again, I apologize, but you're going to have to hear my voice all night long. I don't have a color commentator here tonight, as the general manager, Carv, has a show out of town. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Swinging and miss there by Carson Thor. He goes down swinging for the third out. And that is the second strikeout recorded by James Urban here in the ball game. So the top of the second inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 run base. At the end, question the 1 error, I apologize. At the end, 1.5 innings of play, the word tied up at 1 apiece. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Baseball. We go to the bottom half and the score tied up at 1 apiece. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, as we go to the bottom half of the second. Due up for the Hayesville Aviators, first base number 23, Corey Moore. So Moore is now up. Moore comes in batting as he's appeared in 8 ball games, has been up about 26 times, has only had 1 hit. That ball lifted to the first base dugout, and it will be a foul ball. So the count is no balls, 1 strike now to Moore. As I was saying, he has 1 hit. He has scored 6 runs here this season. So count no balls, 1 strike now to Corey Moore, who's the first baseman for the Aviators. A swing and a miss there by Moore as the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Good pitch there by Rocco Armini. And Armini ready to go to work on the 0-2 pitch. Break ball, swing and a miss there by Moore as he goes down swinging for out number 1. That is the second strikeout recorded by Rocco Armini And we one down now here in the bottom half of the second inning. Due up now is designated hitter number 9, Jason Robertson. Robertson comes in batting 148 for the Aviators as he's appeared in 9 ball games. That fastball misses high for ball 1. He has been about 27 times, has 4 hits, and has scored 1 run for Hayesville. So one ball, no strike now to Robertson, and Armini now ready to go to work. Here's pitch. That one in there for call strike. A fastball right across the letters, as that will take the count now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Here in the bottom half of the second inning, score tied up at 1 apiece. The Newton Rebels versus the Hayesville Aviators, if you're just now joining us. A breaking ball just misses low for ball 2. Great pitch there by Armini as he was trying to get Robertson to chase that one and didn't miss by much. That was just below the knee. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Robertson. Not in there for call strike, and that will even up count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. Once again, I apologize about the wind, but it is blowing about 17 miles an hour. Cut picked up a little bit, I believe. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for call strike 3. And that one froze number 9, James Robertson, as he looked at third strike go by for out number 2. And that is the third strikeout recorded by Rocco Armini here in the ball game. That will bring up the center fielder to Garrett McCartney. McCartney comes in bat 179 for the Aviators, and he's appeared in 8 ball games, has been up 28 times, has 5 hits, and has scored 6 runs. And here is Armini's pitch. That one into the ground, misses for ball 1. Does get away from center, so he's given another ball, and is ready to go. As the count is 1 ball, no strikes now to McCartney. We do have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the second inning. Score still tight at 1 apiece. And here's Armini's pitch. That's a fastball, misses high. As the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Take a look. It's still showing 97 degrees here. The wind has knocked down a little bit from 17 to 14 miles an hour. And here's Armini's pitch. That one right across the letters for call strike. So the count will now go to 2 balls, 1 strike. It looks like Mr. McCartney didn't quite agree with that pitch. But the umpire says, well, it was right across the letters, so we're going to call it a strike today. That's 2 balls, 1 strike. That reminds me of a league of their own. It might have not been a strike yesterday, but it is a strike today. And that is a foul ball. That is a foul ball that goes left side of the bag, and the count will now even up at 2-2. Robertson thought that was a fair ball, and so did the coach for the Hayesville Aviators. So the count now got even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robertson still not happy about that call. He thought he had extra bases there on that play. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Christian McCartney. My bad. Yes, we have 2 down. Jan Nittler saying that it's breaking up tonight. The broadcast was real good last night. Well, that's why we're getting a new computer. We just can't depend on this computer anymore. It's good one day and bad the next, and we did nothing different by hooking them up. That one misses low, ball 4. So going to first base will be Garrett McCartney. Also, the heat's a lot to do with it. I'm putting my hand to the computer, and boy, it just feels like it's on fire. I do have a hand that's on underneath it, but the heat here today, it's affecting it. So we do apologize if it is breaking up, but we're trying the best that we can. And there goes the runner to second base. No look once again. And they did throw out at second base there by the catcher, Zellner, and cover was Brotman at second base. So a 6 put out for the third out. And at the bottom half of the second inning for the Aviators, they scored no runs on no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, the score tied up at 1 apiece. So we go to the top of the third inning, and we're going to take a small break. Once again, we have to take those breaks because the music is being played, and if not, we'll get in trouble with Warner. So we'll put you on pause, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the top half of the third inning. Score tied up at 1 apiece. So far, the Newton Rebels scored 1 on 3 hits and no errors. And for the there's a ball lifted into left field. The left fielder moving to his left makes the catch as owner makes the first out. Didn't get a chance to announce his name there as he flew out to the left fielder. So we do have one down now. That will bring up the shortstop, number 1, Andrew Brotman. Here's the pitch by Urban for ball 1. That was outside. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Andrew Brotman. Grounded out. The shortstop his first time up. Brotman comes in batting .380 as he's 19 out of 50. With 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Excuse me, that one called strike. So the count will now even up at 1 apiece. And here's the pitch by Urban. That one misses outside for ball 2. Urban trying to nibble on the corners there, but just misses outside. Home plate umpire now looking over at third base dugout as somebody said something over there. Apparently they thought it was a strike or hit outside corner. I am getting reports that is not doing so well here tonight. But I say, that's why we're getting computer. That computer should be in on Friday. Not sure what time. There's a swing and a miss here by Brotman. As the count now goes to 3 balls and to be 2 strikes. So 3-2 now count. And depending on what time we get the computer on Friday, will determine whether we get to use it on Friday. If not, we'll use it on Saturday. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off there by Brotman to the on-deck circle. As Eli Hickman picks the ball, lays it back down, and he's ready to resume his practice swings. And the count is still at 3-2 to Andrew Brotman, who's playing shortstop here this evening. He got a little bit of a break today. That one is lifted to the third base side. Third baseman moving to the dugout area, but is going to be out of play. Third baseman is Golden, also moving over with Steven catcher, but that was over the third base dugout. So the count will stay at 3-2. Once again, Brotman did get us break from starting yesterday. As Hannah filled in at shortstop. Tonight, Hannah moved to second, and Brotman is back in the lineup. So 3-2 pitch. Here's the pitch. That one is inside for ball 4. So Andrew Brotman will be on at first base with 1 down on a walk, and that will bring up Eli Hickman, right fielder for the Newton Rebels. He reached on a base hit his first run up and ended up scoring the run as Nolan Riley got a base hit. And he scored before Riley was out at second base as he tried to stretch it into a double. Ball is bunted up in the air, and it's going to be foul. It is a foul ball. There's players were saying it's the batter, but even if it was in foul territory. So the count will go down to no balls and 1 strike. So 0-1 now the count to Eli Hickman. Hickman so far for the season. Batting .240. That one misses for ball 1, so the count will not go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, we'd like to welcome you. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast. Here's the pitch by Urban. That one misses inside for ball 2. The 2-1 now the count. Here's the pitch. Misses inside ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike now to Eli Hickman as James Urban has gotten behind here on the count to Hickman. On first base is Brotman. Here's the pitch. That one across the left for call strike. So that will take the count full now at 3-2. Down flew out to the left fielder on 1 pitch. And that brought up Brotman, who walked. And now Hickman is taken into a full count. The ball hit hard into the first baseman. First baseman jones the ball and is able to make a stop and will throw to second base for the force out. Covering at the second base was the shortstop, Bergonio. So it is a 3-6 play for out number 2. And Eli will reach on a fielder's choice. That will bring up the center fielder, number 14, Trey Wingett. So now we have here in the top of the third inning. The runner on at first base and Wingett up the bat. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Trey Wingett. Wingett comes batting .256 as he's earned 12 balls. He's been up to about 39 times, has 10 hits, and has scored 6 runs. Here's the pitch by Urban. That one misses inside for ball two. So 2-0 now, the count to Trey Wingett. Wingett playing center fielder here tonight for the Newton Rebels. We do have 2 down here in the top half of the third inning. Score tied up at 1 apiece. Here's Urban's pitch. That one misses inside for ball 3. A lot of pitches thrown here in the third inning by James Urban, and that's exactly what the Newton Rebels need to do. They can work a little bit, especially in this heat, 97 degrees here in Hayesville. And Urban ready to go to work. Here's the pitch. That one misses inside, almost hits Trey Wingett, and he'll take a walk. And now we'll have runners on at first and second with 2 down. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. Riley recorded a hit and an RBI his first time out, then was thrown out at second base trying to stretch that single into a double on a 9-2-6 putout for the third out of the inning. But the run scored before he was thrown out. So Wingett is on at first base and Hickman on at second. That first pitch misses inside for ball one. And James Urban, who went 1-2-3-4 in the first inning and 1-2-3-4 in the second, is now facing his 5th batter here in this third inning, but throwing a lot of pitches as the Newton Rebels are taking him to a 3-2 count. That one right across the letters, and the umpire calls strike, saying it was across the plate, as now we'll go 1-1. And Riley didn't think that was a strike. He thought it was too far inside, but the umpire said it did go across. So the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch now by Urban. Ball hit hard there by Nolan Riley. He's going back. That may be gone. That is a 3-run home run by Nolan Riley. That's the 4th hit. And 3 runs will score, and that will take the score to the Newton Rebels 4 and the Hayesville Aviators 1. That home run is sponsored by John Oldham and family, proud friends of the Newton Rebels. Once again, a home run there by Newton Rebels. That will bring up the designated hitter number 51, Bryce Nittler. There's no doubt about that one. As soon as Riley made the contact, the left fielder took a couple steps back, but then all he could do was look at that one as it went over the left field fence. Solid hit there by Nolan Riley as he hits a 3-run home run here in the top half of the third inning. Bryce Nittler now the batter. The count will now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down now. And better clear the bases there. Jan Hansen says awesome. Patrick Bowen says awesome. And Michael H. says yes. So once again, we would like to read your comments on YouTube. The count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Swing and a miss there by Nittler as Nittler goes down swinging for the third out. That is the third strike recorded by James Urban, but not before Newton Rebels scored 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and no base. But that one was a hit by Nolan Riley as he hit a 3-run run here in the top half of the third inning. The score at the end of 2.5, it is the Newton Rebels 4 and the Hayesville Aviators 1, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. The score is 4-1 in favor of the Newton Rebels. Once again, this is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer. That play at the plates, as those 3 runs were scored, are sponsored by Colonel Tim Marler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team always ready always there. Also, don't forget that home run was sponsored by John Owen family, proud friends of the Newton Rebels. And Rocco Armini ready to go to work. That ball lifted into center field. That's going to fall in front of the center. So in with a base hit is the shortstop, Blake Bergonio, as he records his second hit of the ball game here in the bottom half of the third inning. That brings up the second baseman, number 7, Brady Benedict. One pitched by Rocco Armini and one hit. Now, these guys will run on you, Rocco, if you do not look them back. And there's the pitch. That first one is in there for ball strike 1 to Benedict. Once again, there is a runner on at first base here in the bottom half of the third inning. I'd like to thank all our other sponsors. The team of Pate and Paul, attorneys at law, for a double play. There goes the runner. Ball hit to the shortstop, was covering Andrew Brotman as he moved over to second base. And as he went to second base, ball was hit right in the spot that he was playing at. So that's going to be in for a base hit. That is the 4th hit of the ball game. And that will be runs on at first and with no out. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 4, Austin Eye. So a base hit there by Benedict. Put runners at the corners with no outs. Both teams have in this ball game so far. Our pitching changes are sponsored by Ray Roofing. They have you covered. That one fouled off there by Albright as the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. And then any play on the field are sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000. Also like to thank Back Alley Pizza, who brings out pizzas at all our home games. And don't forget our sponsors. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Umpire calls timeout out on the field for some reason. Not exactly sure why, but he called timeout, and we're ready to go to work. As the count is no balls, 1 strike now to Austin Albright. We have Bergonio at third base and Benedict at first. That one's kicking ball outside, and once again, nice job there by the catcher for the Newton Rebels this evening is Zellner. Did a great job last night for the Rebels. Also moves his right and blocks that, and the count will now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Armini's pitch, a fastball. Well, not sure exactly what is there. Umpire looked like he called strike, but stopped in the middle of it, so it must be a ball. So the count will now go to 2 balls, 1 strike to Austin Albright and Rocco Armini. Here's the pitch. That ball hits the shortstop. Shortstop backhands it. He's got only one play. The first baseman, he throws that into the ground, so that's going to be an error. And a run scores from third base. And the runners will end up at first, or correction in second and third, that is, on that error by the shortstop, Brotman. So we have an error on 6. And a run scored. Scored now 4-2 in favor of the Newton Rebels. And we have no out still. That will bring up the left fielder, number 8, LaMarcus Jones. That is the first error recorded by Newton. That was foul by Jones. We're playing left field here this evening as the count now goes to no balls, 2 strikes. 4-2 is the score here in the bottom half of the third inning. Runners on at second and third with no out, and Jones is up at the plate. And Rocco Armini ready to get to work. Here's the pitch, misses inside for ball 1. So the count will now even up at 1-1. One and one count now to Jones. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just misses high for ball 2. As the count now goes to 1 strikes now to LaMarcus Jones. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jones. And here's Armini's pitch. Now swing and a miss there by Jones. And that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have Benedict on at third base, Albright on at second as he reached on an error. There has been 2 hits here in the bottom of the third inning. And here's Armini's pitch. Fastball misses outside. Tried to nibble at the corner there. And that will take the count to full now at 3-2. So far, Armini has given up 2 walks here in the ball game. Batsman in 3 innings of work, so that's not bad. Pitch. That one, a breaking ball, just misses inside. And Jones will take first base now. And the base will be loaded now for the Hayesville Aviators. And we still have no outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. That will bring up the third baseman, number 24, Dylan Golden. And going out to talk to Armini. And also coming in, the third base correction is Riley. And the first baseman, Thor. Just have a little chat with him. I think he's just letting him know that that last base was off close for a strike. Now, not to give up, to continue throwing right around the plate. Once again, we do have runners on at first, second, and third base with no out here in the bottom half of the third inning. The score now 4-2 in favor of the Rebels. The Rebels, all they need to do is outs here. So all Rocco Armini needs to do is just throw the ball across the plate. All right, we're ready to get to work now. And up to the plate now is Dylan Golden, the third baseman for the Aviators, as he reached on a base on balls his first time up in the first inning and was left stranded at first base. And here's the pitch by Armenia. Ball lifted into left field. It's going to be short left field. Coming in is Capion, but that's going to fall in front of him, and that's going to be in for a base hit. So Dylan Golden gets a base hit and an RBI. Another run scores from third base. Albright moves to third. Jones moves to second, and Golden will be on first base. The score now 4-3, as that is the 5th hit of the ball game for the Hayesville Aviators. Base is still loaded with no out here in the bottom half of the third inning. After catcher number 27, Rich Stevens. And here's the pitch by Armini. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. As the count goes to 1 ball, no strikes now to Rich Stevens. Stevens comes in up batting. 194 for the Aviators. Here's the pitch by Armini. That fastball is lifted foul along the base side, and that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike. We have Golden on at first base, Jones at second, Albright at third. And 2 runs have scored in the bottom half of the third inning. Make it 4-3. Still no out for the Aviators. Count is 1-1, and here's Armini's pitch. Fastball, correction, a breaking ball that gets down into the dirt area. Boy, that even fooled me. I thought that was a fastball, and all of a sudden the ball just broke down. But great job there once again by Zellner as he moves to his right, gets to his knees, and protects that from going anywhere. So the runners will stay at their own bases. As the count now goes to... I believe it's 2 balls and 1 strike here. The scoreboard operator showing 1 and 2. Let's bat on that, but I don't think he did. Here's the pitch by Armini. There's the breaking ball. Just misses outside. And we'll see what count is here from home plate umpire. Scoreboard showing 2 and 2. I'm showing 3 and 1, so we'll not sure exactly who's correct here. And here's the pitch. That one, a swing and a miss there by Stevens as he goes down swinging. So it looks like the scoreboard operator was correct. And we have 1 down now, and that is Armini's 3rd count of the ball game. That's easy to do when you only got a 1-man crew. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 23, Corey Moore. This is why it's so important always to have a color commentator so he can pay attention to whenever I have my head down doing something. So now is Corey Moore. Moore struck out his first time up. Here's the first pitch to Moore. That one misses inside. Ball 1. Count goes to 1 ball strikes to Corey Moore. Moore does have a total of 11 strikeouts for the season at 26 at bat. So the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Here's Armini's pitch. That one misses high. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes now to Moore. And Rocco Armini has no place to place this young man as the bases are loaded with Golden at first base, Jones at second, and Albright at third base. We do have 1 down now, here in the bottom half of the third inning. 4-3 is score in favor of the Newton Rebels, but the Aviators are threatening. That one is fouled off there by Moore as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Corey Moore, who is the first base evening for the Hayesville Aviators. And here's the pitch. That one stays up high as the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Armini was trying to throw a breaking ball and just came off his hand incorrectly. Stay high. And I apologize, that was the 4th strikeout by Armini on Stevens. Here's the pitch. That one hits Moore, and a run will score from third base. Now makes it 4-4 here in the bottom half of the third inning as 3 runs have scored. And that is the second hit batsman of the ballgame given up by Armini. That will bring up the hitter number 9, Robertson. So Jones goes to third, Holden moves to second, and Moore now standing at first base. That's not what you wanted to do, especially after knowing that he has 10 strikeouts for the season. A swing and miss there by Jason Robertson as the count now goes 0 balls and 1 strike. We still only have 1 down here in the bottom half of the third inning. Score tied up now at 4 apiece. And Armini's ball misses outside as that takes the count now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Sun's going down here in Hayesville. Goes off good in the temps are still up there at 93. Swing and a miss there by Robertson as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Rocco Armini challenges Robertson and throws that one right by him. That will now take the count 1-2. 1 down here in the bottom half of the third, and Armini ready to go. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss there as Armini just throws that one by him, and now that is the 2nd out of the inning. That is the 2nd strikeout of this inning, and that is the 5th strikeout recorded by Armini. So 2 down now. That will bring up the center fielder number 2, Garrett McCartney. McCartney reached on a base on balls his first time up. And then he was out at second base trying to steal. That ball lifted into left center. It's going to be in for a base hit. 1 run will score. Coming around second base. The third base is, there's a tag at second base. And, he dropped the ball. He made a great tag at second base as that ball came into second base. And McCartney slid into second. They made the tag. The ball comes out. So in safely will be McCartney. He gets 2 RBIs and scores from third base. Golden scores from second, and moving to third base is Moore. And here comes head coach Brett Clark now, as the score now is 6-4, as the Hayesville Aviators have scored 5 runs here in the bottom of the third inning. 5 runs on 3 hits and an error. And that looks like that's going to be it for Rocco Armini. And players line up to congratulate him on his job. We'll let you know his final numbers here. Of course, we have runners on at second and third that will be charged to him if they do score. And we'll see who's coming in to pitch now for the Newton Rebels. Looks like it's going to be Spencer Maley, number 30. Let me check that out to make sure. It is Spencer Maley to pitch for the Newton Rebels. So let me get him in the books here. Spencer Maley from Goddard, Kansas, a 6'5", 200 pounders, from Buck Community College. The final number is Uncle Armini. He goes 2 2/3 innings, gives up 6 hits, 6 runs on 6 hits, 3 earned runs. We have 3 bases on balls. He had 5 strikeouts as he faced 18 batters. So a great outing there. Not bad there, especially after the last outing that he had. And but he did a good job of the third inning here. So Spencer Maley now coming in as Rocco Armini goes 2 2/3 innings. And let me see if I can give you some numbers on Mr. Maley. I have two different computers that I need to get this information on, and Mr. Maley has appeared in 6 ball games, has gone 12 1/3 innings. He's given up 11 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned runs, 9 base on balls, and has a total of 21 strikeouts. So he is now coming in. He'll be facing, I believe, number 3 shortstop, who started off this inning, is Bergonio. And the first pitch to him is called strike 1. So we do have 2 down with runners on at second and third. 6-4 now to score in favor of Hayesville, as they have scored 5 runs here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. That ball is going to be lifted into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Runner will score from third base. The ball coming in and get cut off. So 2 runs will score. Both those runs we credited to Armini. And that is the 7th hit of the ball game, with a runner on first base. And Bergonio gets his 2nd hit of the inning, and he'll record 2 RBIs. That will bring up the second baseman, number 7, Brady Benedict. So Benedict reached on a base hit here in the 3rd inning, and also a run. That one in there for call strike 1, as the count goes 0 balls, 1 strike. Long in here for the Newton Rebels, out in the sun at 91 degrees now here in Hayesville. And here's Maley's pitch. That one misses for ball 1, as that one was low and outside. That will even up the count now at 1-1. So the Hayesville Aviators have scored 5 runs here in the bottom half of the 3rd. There's a throw over to first base, and safely is Bergonio. 5 runs on 5 hit in the air. A big error there by Andrew Robin, as that could have been one of the outs. A swing and a miss there by Benedict, as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 strikes now to Benedict. Spencer Maley trying to close the door here for the Rebels. Maley taking a good look at first base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that's going to be lifted to the first base side. Second baseman goes to Thor at first for out number 3. So a 4-3 put, but not before the Aviators score 5 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. 7 runs, I should say. 7 runs on 5 hits. The score now is 8-4 in favor of the Hayesville Aviators. I'm getting the pitcher coming in and forgot to color in the last 2 batters that came in. My apologies once again. 8-4 is the score in favor of the Hayesville Aviators. And we'll be right back. And we welcome back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. The score is the Hayesville Aviators 8 and the Newton Rebels 4, as the Aviators scored 7 runs there in the bottom half of the 7th inning. After the Rebels scored 3 runs in the top half of the 3rd inning, and I said 7th inning, I meant 3rd inning. Due up in the top half of the 4th inning for Newton will be the second baseman, number 11, Jaden Hanna. Hanna comes in batting .250 as he's appeared in 1 ball game. He was 1 for 4 last night. He did hit a double. He also was our player of the game. That one misses inside, as that will take the count down to 2 balls and no strikes. Here in the top half of the 4th inning, Rebels need base runners to get back into this as they are down 8-4. That one hits the outside corner for call strike by home plate umpire, and the count now goes to 2 balls and strike. And here's the pitch. That one call strike 2, as that one was just a tad inside, but umpire said it hit the plate, so the count will now go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got a better angle than I got, so we got to go with it, as the count is 2-2. Here's the pitch. That was a swing and a miss there by Hanna as he goes down swinging for out number 1. So we have 1 down now here in the top half of the 4th inning. That will bring up the left fielder number 8, Thomas Capion. So Thomas Capion now the batter. First pitch was missing for ball 1. Thomas, that one swinging for calls for a strike, so the count will now go to 1 ball and strike. We'd like to welcome Capion, Michael, and Stephanie Capion. That ball hit the second baseman on a 1 bouncer. We'll go to first for out number 2. So a 4-3 put out as Benedict goes to Moore for out. And now we have 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Due up now will be the first baseman number 44, Carson Thor. Thor struck out his first time at the plate. That one misses low for ball 1. So the count 1-0 to Thor, who's playing first base this evening. I was saying I'd like to welcome, there's the ball hit hard into center field, and the center fielder backing up, clear to the fence area. That's Garrett McCartney making that catch. We saw that the other night as he made a catch over his head with bases loaded, I believe it was. And there goes McCartney again for a long fly ball there by Thor, but that is the 3rd out. So the top half of the 4th inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored no runs on no hit errors and nobody left on base. At the end, it is Aviators 8 and the Rebels 4. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The score, Hayesville Aviators 8 and the Newton Rebels 4. Due up for the Aviators will be the right fielder number 4, Austin Albright. And Spencer Maley now starting his 2nd inning of work here as he came in and pitched 1/3 of an inning in the 3rd inning. Once again, due up is Albright. Albright got hit by a pitch and he reached on an error by the shortstop. Scored both times. So Spencer Maley ready to get to work. And here's his pitch. Ball lifted into left field. Backing up. And that's against the wall right at the base. And in with a double is Austin Albright. He records his first hit of the ball game. Nice toss there by Capion as he threw that clear from the fence to the second to the right field side. So Albright is in with a double. And that is the 8th hit of the ball game for Hayesville. So there will be a runner on at first base, and that will bring up the left fielder number 8, LaMarcus Jones. No outs here in the bottom half of the 4th. And here's the pitch. That one is fouled off there by Jones, as that now goes to no balls, 1 strike. So no balls, one strike. Maley steps off, and going back to second base was Albright. In safely. And LaMarcus Jones now the batter. He has one for this evening as he got base in the first inning, got an RBI. That one a swing and a miss there by Jones as the count now goes to no balls and two strikes. No out here in the bottom half of the fourth as we're just into the second batter here in the bottom half of the fourth. Maley ready to go to work on the 0-2 pitch. Taking a long look at Albright at second base. Throw over to second base, but in safely is Albright. So Maley ready to go to work once again. And Albright stepping farther and farther from second base. That one's fouled off there by Jones. As the ball goes back to the fence area. And the on-deck batter picks the ball up. And ready to go again. No balls, two strikes now to Jones. There's a pitch. Breaking ball, that one lifted into center field. Center fielder makes the catch. He goes to double play here. And they do get the double play as Albright had taken off the third base and did that. So a double play there by the Newton Rebels. A F8 and then an 8-4 play for the double play to 2 down now. That double play is sponsored by the team of Pate and Paul, the attorneys at law, working for you. That will bring up the third baseman, number 24, Dylan Golden. So nice job there by center fielder, Trey Wingett, as he made the catch and noticed that the runner was off. So he threw a strike there to the second baseman as Hannah was covering second base for the double play. That is the second double play recorded here tonight by the Newton Rebels. Check swing, but he did go. So the count now goes to 1 ball, 1 strike, I believe. This is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Dylan Golden. As we have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And here's Maley's pitch. That one outside for ball 2. 8-4 the score in favor of Hazen. As the new number first in the top half of the first inning. The Aviators came back and scored 1 run, tied up in the bottom half of the first. That one is fouled off there by Golden. And then the Newton Rebels scored 3 runs with a 3-run home run by Nolan Ray to make score 4-1. But then in the bottom half of the third, the Aviators scored 7 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and they left 1 stranded to make it 8-4. And here's the pitch by Maley. Breaking ball, check swing. And the outfield umpire says no, he did not go. So that will take the count now to 3-2. So Spencer Maley now trying to get it out here of the inning. And here's the pitch. Ball swing and a miss there by Golden. He goes down swinging for the third out. And that is the first strikeout recorded by Spencer Maley here in the ball game. So the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Aviators, they scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of the fourth, the Aviators 8 and the Rebels 4, and we'll be right back. And welcome you back to New Rebels. We go the top half of the fifth inning. Score is 8-4 in favor of Hazel. Who up for the New Rebels will be the catcher 16, Anthony Zellner. Zellner is for 1 here this evening as he flew out to left field his first time in the third inning. And James Urban ready to go to work here in the top half of the fifth inning. He starts his fifth inning of work. And here's the pitch by Urban. That one lifted into left field. Left fielder backing up. Jones backing up. Makes the catch for out number one. So nice hit there by Zellner, but Jones just struck that one down for the first out. So we do have one out here in the top half of the fifth inning. That will bring up the shortstop one, Andrew Bachman. And here's the pitch by Urban. Fastball. That one lifted to the shortstop. Shortstop goes to first for out number two. So 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the top half of the fifth inning. A 6-3 put out for the second out. That will bring up the right field number 0, Eli Hickman. Well, I definitely like what the Rebels did in the that one is hit to the first baseman. First baseman goes to first and not in time as he was not able to make the play. So in with a base hit will be Eli Hickman as he led down the first base side, and he records his second hit of the ball game. That is the 5th hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. That will bring up the center fielder number 14, Trey Wingett. So Rebels have scored 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error, and the Aviators have scored 8 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. A pitch to Wingett. He swings. Tried to check up on it, but they say he went, so the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. Trey Wingett, who is playing center field here this evening for the Newton Rebels. And here is Urban's pitch. Breaking ball in there for call strike as the count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 now the count to Wingett as there is 2 down and runner on at first base here in the top half of the 5th inning. And here is Urban's pitch. That breaking ball just missed outside as the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice there by James, but the ball just broke outside of the strike zone as the count goes to 1-2. Good eye there by Trey Wingett, especially with 2 strikes there. Just did not chase that one. Fastball fouled off there by Wingett. Count will stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Hickman is on at first base, he recorded his second hit of the ball game. Once again, I'd like to welcome you if you're just now joining us. Here's those runner to second base, dropped by the catcher. So in safely at second base with a stolen base is Eli Hickman. As the Newton Rebels get a little bit aggressive here with the 2 down. That pitch is, I believe, was outside for a ball. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. There it is. Scoreboard operator just a tad low here this evening. There's the pitch by Urban. Lifted into the shortstop. Shortstop moves to his right, goes to first. Not going to be in time. A great stop there by the shortstop as he had to move to his right. That was Bergonio, but not able to. It did come up and threw a strike to first base, but not before Trey Wingett ran it out, and he's in with his first hit of the ball game. That is the 6th hit of the ball game by the Newton Rebels, and that now will put runners on first and third, the 2 down, and that will bring up third base number 23, Nolan Riley. Riley is 2 for 2 here this evening. The pitch misses low for ball 1. As the count is now 1 ball, no strikes to Nolan Riley. And I'm sure Urban remembers his last time at bat, he hit a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. So he kept that one down below the knees. Here's another pitch. That one right across the knees for call strike. So the count will now even up at 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down, runners at first and third. Wingett at first base as he just recorded a base hit, and Hickman at third base as he recorded the base hit, stole the base, and then went to third base on Wingett's hit. One hit outside corner. And nobody doesn't agree with that, but the umpire has the call, so the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of shaking out there tonight by both teams, actually. I've seen it a couple times. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch by Urban. That one hit back up the middle. Second baseman looks like he's going to space with it. I thought he was going to get the first out, but instead he goes to first, so it's going to be a 4-3 put out for the 3rd out for the Newton Rebels in the top half of the 5th inning. Scored no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 4.5, it is the Aviators 8 and Rebels 4, and we'll be right back. And we welcome back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. The score is the Hayesville Aviators 8 and the Newton Rebels 4. Due up for Hayesville will be the catcher number 27, Rick Stevens. He'll be followed by the first baseman number 23, Corey Moore. And then in the hole will be the designated number 9, Jason Robertson. In Spencer May, now in his third inning of work, actually will be 2 1/3 inning. Did come in the third inning. So we pitched the third, fourth, and starting here on the bottom half of the fifth. Once again, due up, catcher number 27, Rich Stevens. Stevens has struck out twice here this evening. Stevens comes in batting 194. He does have a total of 14 strikeouts for the season. So Spencer May now ready to go work here in the bottom half of the fifth. There's the pitch. That one lifted to the shortstop. Brotman moves in and to his right for out number 1. So one pitch and out. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning. That would bring up the first baseman, number 23, Corey Moore. Moore has struck out 11 times here in the season. Struck out 1 time here in this ballgame. He did get hit by a pitch on a 3-2 count, but the bases loaded. That scored a run. Here's the pitch by Melee. A swing and miss there by Moore as the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. 1 down here in the bottom of the fifth inning for Hayesville. And Spencer Melee ready with the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. Breaking ball just misses outside as the count will even up now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Corey Moore. Sun is going down here in Hayesville, or in Kansas, I should say. And here's the pitch by Melee. Breaking ball just misses low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike there to Corey Moore. And here's the pitch. That one fouled off to the first base side, so that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, I am getting some comments about that the broadcast is buffing. Apologize about that, but this computer has just about had it. We have another computer that's on its way. Should be here Friday, and hopefully that will solve our problem. Matter of fact, I've been told that it would solve our problem because it makes for exactly what we need. So, and why it works tonight doesn't work tonight, I have no idea, unless it's just the heat. But, of course, it was 100 degrees yesterday also. So, anyway, it is the full count now, 3-2, and here's the pitch. That one hit into right over the second baseman's head. And in for a base hit is Corey Moore. That is his first hit of the ball game, and that is Moore's second hit of the season. So that will bring up the designated 9, Jason Robertson. Once again, Moore will be on first base, 1 down. And Robertson is 0 for 2 here tonight, as he has struck out twice here tonight and has a total of 15 strikeouts so far this season. There's the ball into the ground, and Zellner hustles for it. Moore just stays at first base as the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Jason Robertson, designated hitter for the Hayesville Aviators here this evening. And Spencer Melee with the way out. Here it is, and it misses high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 no strikes now to Robertson. With a runner on at first base and 1 down. And here is Melee's pitch. That one just misses the knees. The count will now go balls and no strikes. We do have somebody warming out on the bullpen area. And I believe it's number 18, Ryland Walliford. Don't see the number, but I see his hair, and that's who that may be. There's going to be a base on balls now given up by Melee. And now they'll have runners on at first and second. And here comes head coach Brett Clark. That may be all for Melee. We'll see exactly. Yep, he is going to the bullpen. So that will be it for Spencer Melee here tonight. We'll give you his final numbers, and we'll see who's coming in to the game for the Newton Rebels. And looks like it's going to be number 33 instead. And that will be Nick Grade. Nick Grade now coming in to pitch for the Newton Rebels. And we'll give the final numbers. Spencer Maley, he ended up going 1 and 2, gave up hits, had 1 base on balls, 1 strike as he faced 8 batters here this evening. So Spencer Maley now done, and Nick Grade coming in here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That team change is brought to you or sponsored by Ray Roofing. They have you heard. Again, we thank all our sponsors and our host families for this year's what you're doing for us this year. It definitely helps out the Rebels. And let me see if I can give you some numbers on Nick Grade. He has pitched here for us before. Nick Grade has pitched in 2 games. He has gone 5 innings. He has given 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 base on balls, has struck out 5, and is 1-0 here for the season. And he comes in with 1.80 ERA. So Nick Grade, pitcher for the Newton Rebels. And Nick is from Kennewick, Washington. He's a 5'10", 170 pounders from Columbia Madison College, where he's a 2-way freshman. So Nick Grade throws hard, right-handed thrower for the Newton Rebels. Now on the mound. That will bring up the center fielder number 2, Garrett McCartney. McCartney is 1 for 1 here this evening, I believe. As he got it on a base on balls and then got a base hit with 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch by Nick Grade. That first pitch to him is called strike 1. As the count goes, no balls, 1 strike. There is runners on at first and second with 1 down here in the bottom half of the inning. 8-4 the score in favor of Hayesville. And here is Grade hit. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. The count will even up now at ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Garrett McCartney, who is the center fielder this evening for the Aviators. That one lifted foul to the first base side. And there's a girls' softball game going on. The batterman was up the bat, and the ball fell right in front of her. And she kind of lit up like, what the heck is going on? But I heard over there, so that's a good thing. As the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strike. Robertson on at first base, Moore on at second, and here's the pitch by Grade. Breaking ball just misses high for ball 2. Ball didn't quite break as much as Grade expected it. Almost like a slow fastball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to McCartney. And here's the pitch by Grade. That one a high fastball misses for ball 3. So the count will now go full at 3-2. With 1 down. We do have runners at first and second. Definitely don't want to load up the bases here. You can get the out if possible. Nick Grade in relief for the Newton Rebels. And here's the pitch. That one hits it into left field. Capion just takes a couple of steps, makes the catch for out number 2. So F7 is the play for the second out, and that will bring up the shortstop number 3, Blake Bergonio. Bergonio is 3 for 3 this evening, as he has 3 base hits. Base hit in the first, base hit in the third, and a base hit in the fourth with a correction in third also. He got twice in the third inning, and he got the second hit in the third inning. He got 2 RBIs. That ball gets away from Zellner. Both runners will advance as Moore moves to third base, and now Robertson moves to second. But we do have 2 down here. So the count is 1 ball and no strikes. I love this program that we're using. What I don't like about it is that you have to clear the bases and then reload them back up whenever they move up. It doesn't make sense to me. There are pitches in there for call strike as the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Unless there's a different way of doing it, and I don't know about. Have not been taught, I guess. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Bergonio. That one lifted into us right field. The right fielder not going to be able to get to it. And 2 runs will score. Coming in to score from third base is Moore, and coming in to score from second base, Robertson. And Bergonio records his 4th hit of the ball game, and that is his 4th RBI. As he's in with a double. And 2 more runs score. Now takes the score to 10-4. That is the 10th hit of the ball game for the Hayesville Aviators. That will bring up the second baseman, number 7, Brady Benedict. That one in there called strike to Benedict as the count goes no balls, 1 strike. We do have 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Score is 10-4 in favor of Hayesville. And here's the pitch. That was a swing and a miss there by Benedict as the count now goes to no ball and 2 strikes. Once again, runner on at second base with down. And here's the pitch by Grade. That one is fouled off there by Benedict. The count will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. The ball strike down to Benedict as Nick Grade trying to get out of this inning as 2 runs have scored. And here's the pitch. That one lifted into right field. That's going to fall in there for a base hit. That's going to be in for extra bases as another run will score. Now makes it 11-4, and in with another double is Brady Benedict. That's the 2nd double in a row here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And he scores an RBI. And Bergonio scores from second base. 3 runs have now scored here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 11-4 in favor of Hayesville. That will bring up the right fielder, number 4, Austin Albright. Oh, we did. Sure did. Sorry about that. That one fouled there by Albright. As the count goes, no balls, 1 strike. I don't think I need any more. I appreciate it because it's really pulled off here. Thank you so much. I have a young lady here next to me that is trying to help me out with a fan to the computer. But the battery went dead, but I do thank her for it. That one lifted into a left field. Coming in is Thomas Capion. He will make the catch for number 3. But not before the Hayesville Aviators scored 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 5 innings of play, it is the Hayesville Aviators 11 and the Rebels 4, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. I'm flying solo here tonight, so please be patient. Due up in the 6th inning will be the designated hitter, number 51, Bryce Nuttler. And coming in for his 6th inning of work for the Aviators is James Urban. So far, Urban has gone 5 innings, has given 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 base on balls, 4 strikes, and has faced 22 batters. Again, we are in the top half of the 6th inning. 11-4 is the score in favor of Hayesville. I'd like to remind you that the Newton Rebels will be in action tomorrow evening from Newton, so they'll be back at home. That first pitch by Urban misses outside as count goes to 1 ball, no strikes. Okay, we thank all of you that are tuning in here tonight. That one lifted to the right-hand side. Second baseman backing up. Makes the catch in the grass area for out number 1. So an F4 there is the put out. And we have 1 down now here in the top half of the 6th inning. That will bring up the second baseman, number 11, Jaden Hanna. as he is 1 for 2 here tonight. Got a base hit, got stranded at third base in the second inning. Then he struck out in fourth inning. So Jaden Hanna now to the plate. Or like they call him, Mighty Mouse. And this announcer has a different name, I guess. So the count is 1 ball strikes. That one misses for ball 2. Nick base runners here as we are in the top half of the 6th inning. That one also misses high for ball 3. So 3-0 now the count to Jaden Hanna. Here's a pitch by Urban. That one hits Hanna in the head, and he hustles down to first base. Boy, I love that. I just love that. That's the kind of ball player I want on my team right there. If he takes one for the team and he's not going to be intimidated, he hustles down to first base and lets him know that he's okay and he's ready to go get to work. So Hanna will be on at first base now as a time on base path. That will bring up the left fielder, number 8, Thomas Capion. Capion 0-2 here tonight as he's grounded out to the third baseman and grounded out to the second baseman in the fourth inning. So here's the pitch by Urban. Swing and a miss there by Capion as the count now goes to no balls and 1 strike. We do have a runner on at first base with 1 down here in the top half of the 6th. And here's Urban pitch. That one lifted to the right side. First baseman trying to track it down, but it is going to be out of play. And the count will now go to no balls and 2 strikes. Capion, all he's got to think about now is protecting that plate with 2 strikes. As we need base runners to stand up there and look at the strike now. So no balls, 2 strikes to Capion. And here's Urban's pitch. That one misses outside for ball 1. As the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes to Thomas Capion, who's playing left field seating for the Dubs. He normally plays right field for us. Tonight he's playing left field. And here is the 1-2 pitch by Urban. That misses inside for ball 2. That will count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That one lifted into left center field. That may be deep enough that gets by him. It looks like it's going to be in for a gap, at least a double. And rounding third base is Hanna. And the throw to third base and in standing up is Capion, and the ball gets away, and he's going to score. So it is going to be a triple for Thomas Capion and an RBI. And 2 runs have scored now for the Newton Rebels. Great hit there by Capion. He hit 3 in the league for his school. So we know he's got power. Ended up having 10 home runs. That one was right up against the fence area. So we do have an error. That is the 7th hit and 2 more runs score. And the pitch to Carson Thor is in there for call strike 1. As we have 1 down here. Now in the top half of the 6th inning. There's a swing and a miss there by Thor as the count now goes to 0-2. By the way, that plate is sponsored by Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team away, always ready, always there. Going down in is Carson Thor. That is the 2nd strikeout recorded by Thor. So we have 2 down now. And that will bring up the catcher 16, Anthony Zellner. And we're also going to announce the double, even though that's extra bases, by Capion. Is sponsored by Cobra Enterprise Store and Stuff and Realty Connections. That ball is into left. That'll be in for extra bases, and that is going to be a double by Anthony Zellner. He's been hitting the ball to left field and been hitting it well, but this time it's right of the left fielder, and it goes against the wall for a double. So that will be the first hit by Anthony Zellner. And that is sponsored by Cobra Enterprise Store and Stuff and Realty Connections. That will bring up the first shortstop, number 1, Andrew Brutman. So 2 runs have scored here in the top half of the 6th inning. 11-6 now is the score. Favor of Hill. But the Rebels have cut in tight now. Here's the pitch by Urban. That one out off to the right-hand side. That now goes to no balls and 1 strike. Runner on his base with 2 down. So far this evening, the Rebels have scored 6 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Hayesville has scored 11 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Here's the pitch by Urban. That one hit to the third base side on the foul side. So the count will go now to no balls and 2 strikes. Capion scored from third base on that error from the center fielder. That one misses outside for ball 1. So the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the catcher tried to sell that to the home plate umpire, but the home plate umpire said, "No, you don't. Get back here." As the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. But he did what most catchers would do. Trying to sell it. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. That one lifted into center field. That's going to be way back, but the center fielder backing up. Once again in the track area, into deep center field, making the catch for out number 3. So Andrew Brotman hit that well, but just was tracked down there by the center fielder, Garrett McCartney. Third out. So the path of the 6th inning for the Newton Rebels. They 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, it is the Aviators 11 and the Rebels 6. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. Go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The score is 11-6 in favor of Hayesville. And we're going to have a new pitcher now for the Newton Rebels. It will be number 18, Rylan Wallenford. Now coming in to pitch for Rebels. Let's give you the final numbers now for Nick Gray. As Gray went 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. Had no base on balls, no strikeouts as he faced 4 batters. So once again, Rylan Wallenford now in the pitch for the Newton Rebels. That pitching change is sponsored by Raider Paint. They have you covered. Up now for Hayesville will be number 8, LaMarcus Jones. Jones is 1 for 2 here tonight. As he has scored 1 run, has 1 RBI, 1 base on balls. He's batting .250. Tries to lay down a bunt. That one is out off here in the bottom half of the 6th inning as the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. And Rylan Wallenford in relief here for the Rebels. And here's this pitch. Breaking ball just misses inside. And that takes it out now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice pitch just in the inside. Here's the pitch. Once again, this time it's sent into fair territory. Not going to be in time as we have a speedster in LaMarcus Jones. And he will. Now here comes home plate head coach Clark to find out if that was a fair ball or not. He's going to ask the umpire. But if that is, Jones will be on with his 2nd base hit of the ball game. They are going to ask the outfield umpire, the base umpire, exactly where that hit and whether it's in territory or not. Yep. Let's see, it was a base hit. So Jones will be on with his 2nd hit of the game. That is the 12th hit now, recorded by Hayesville. The runner on at first base with no out. That will bring up the 3rd baseman, number 24, Dylan Golden. Dylan Golden is now the batter. And here is Waterford's pitch. Well, he's holding up now. Now the umpire calls timeout. Thought he was going to go. All of a sudden he just paused and took his time. Now we're ready to go. Marcus Jones on at first base as he just reached on a base hit. That Walter was in the ground. Thor dug that one up, but in safely at first with Jones. The ball gets away there. Jones would end up at third base. Let me tell you, that one in there for call strike as the count goes to no balls and one strike now to Dylan Golden. We are in the bottom half of the sixth inning. 11-6 is the score, and here's the pitch. That one right across the knees, right on the outside corner, and the count now goes to no balls, two strikes to Golden. Golden batting .214 for the season. He has 1-2 here tonight as he has scored one run, has one RBI, one base on balls, and one strikeout. Now they got the runner caught up, Jones, as a Thor tag out. But a great job there by Rylan Wallingford as somebody was covering first base. He moved, he hustled actually to first base in case they happened to run him back. So we have one down now. Here in the bottom half of the sixth. Nobody on base. And here's the pitch. And it's a good thing because that one lifted into left field in for a base hit, as that is the 13th hit recorded now by Hayesville. And now there'll be a runner on first base instead of first and third. So Golden on it for the base hit. That is his second hit of the game. And that will bring catcher number 27, Rich Stevens. And here is Wallingford's pitch. That one in there for a call strike as the count now goes no balls, one strike. One down, or actually no outs. Yeah, there is. There should be one out. Scoreboard operator has caught up, but this scoreboard operator has. And here is the pitch by Wallingford. That one in there for call strike two. A fastball right across the letters. As the count now goes to no balls, two strikes with one down. Runner on at first base. Here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. 11-6 is the score in favor of Hayesville. And so over first base, and just a nice soft toss there by Walford. Getting back in a day and a half. That was Golden. As Waterford just wanted to remind him that he knows he's there. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball missed outside. Good job there by Zellner. As he had to move to his right, and the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'd like to remind you that the New Devils will be at home tomorrow evening. We finally get to go home. Have not been there all week long as we played at X Stadium on Monday night. There's a breaking ball misses outside as we're trying to get Stevens to chase, and that will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're off on T here in Hayesville on Wednesday and Thursday. And like I said, we'll finally be at home. Game on Friday. Then we'll hit the road again to Kansas. Here's the pitch. A swing is there by Stevens, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. That is the first strikeout recorded by Ryland Walford here in the ballgame. We have 2 down now. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 23, Corey Moore. So Golden is on at first base as he reached on base hit out into left field right down the line. But a good job there by Capion to keep him only at first base. And Ryland Waterford, very good work on Moore. And here's the pitch. That one lifted to the third base side, but that's going to be out of play as the count now goes to no ball strike. Boy, the computer's really acting up on us here tonight. I can really tell by just taking a look at the pitcher. It looks like pitcher's focused just a little bit. Ball strike now to Corey Moore. Golden at first base with 2 down. And here's pitch. Swing and a miss there by Moore. as the count now goes to 0-2. Great pitch there by Waterford as he just challenged, and Waterford was able to throw that right by him. So balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, 11-6 is the score. We have plenty of ball games still left. Don't give up, Rebel fans. I know that the Newton Rebels will not give up here. So here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss there by Moore, and he goes down swinging for the 3rd out, and that is the 2nd strikeout recorded by Ryland Wallingford here in the ball game. So the bottom half of the 16th for the Aviators, they scored no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 6 innings of play, it is Hayesville 11 and Newton 6, and we'll be right back. I'll be darned. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels ball as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. The score is 11-6 in favor of Hayesville. Due up for the Newton Rebels will be the right fielder number 11, Eli Hickman. And I believe we have a new pitcher now for Hayesville. And let me see if I can see exactly who this is. As Urban has left the ball game. Looks like it's number 26 now coming in to pitch for Hayesville. Out. Hickman swings at the first one, lifts it to the second baseman for out number 1. Boy, you got a new pitcher in there, and you're going to go for the first pitch. Okay. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Hickman flies out to the second baseman for the first out. Here in the top half of the 7th inning. That would bring up the center fielder number 14, Trey Wingett. I'm still trying to find out who the pitcher is here. If I can find my paperwork. It is Austin Skellhorn, it looks like. So he is now coming into the ballgame. They still haven't changed it on Game Changer here. That one lifted down the line, but foul. Let me see if I can get some information here. Exactly how many innings, what the final numbers were for Urban. We know he went 6 innings. And it is Skellhorn now coming in. Sorry, but I'm writing this down, and I'm behind on balls and strikes. As the count goes full now at 3-2. 1 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. That one misses outside for ball 4. So Trey Wingett will be on at first base with 1 out. That will bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. That is the first walk given up by Skellhorn. And I don't know what happened to Point Streak, but it's on out. I've got nothing from them now. So can't give you the full. We do know that they allowed 6 runs on 8 hits. I wanted to give you strikeouts and base on balls. That one misses high for ball 2. So 2-0 now to Nolan Riley. Riley so far this evening is 2 for 3 as he got a base hit. Then he got the 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Right now, I would say, and I agree with one of our listeners, as they say that Nolan Riley would have to be a candidate for player of the game. Not only do I get some text on YouTube, but I also get personal text from friends. As the count is 3 balls and no strikes, as they're listening in. And I tell you what, I appreciate all your comments, because let me know whether the camera's off or whether the video's off, the announcer is off. So I appreciate that. Here's the pitch. That one in there for call. Nope, it's going to be ball 4. I thought the umpire was going to call. So Nolan Riley will be on. Of course, the pitcher, Gilhorn, didn't want to give Riley anything good, as he is 2 for 3 here tonight. And we're going to have a new pinch hitter now for the Newton Rebels. And looks like it's going to be number 27 now coming in. And that would be Connor Swink. Connor Swink coming in to pinch hit in place of Bryce Nittler. With the right hand at the batter, Tucker, Kansas. He's 5'11", 215 pounds. Pratt College, where he's a sophomore. And Swink, so far, get to the batting part here, see if they give us an update on it. Swink so far comes in batting at .375, as he's appeared in 3 ball games. Has been up to bat 8 times, has 3 hits. Does have 1 RBI, but he has struck out 5 times. So Connor Swink now at the plate for the Newton Rebels, with runners on at first and second. And that one hits the outside corner. Call strike 1. That one misses for ball 1. So the count will up now at 1-1. So Gilhorn now on the mound. Face a Swink on a 1-1 pitch. That one misses high, almost right at the eyes. And as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Swink. We have runners on at second and third. Correction, second. Second is Wingett, and Riley on at first base here in the top of the inning. And the Rebels need to score some runs to get back in. They are down 11-6. That one in there for call strike, and that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The scoreboard operator is just not having a good night here tonight. Not sure who it is. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss there by Swink, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. That was a fastball up high around the eyes. So we have 2 down now. That will bring up the second baseman, number 11, Jaden Hanna. Jaden Hanna is got a hit by pitch his last time and scored a run on an RBI by Capion. Hanna is 1 for 2 here tonight. Here's the pitch on the ground. That's Mrs. Lowe. Ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Hanna, who plays second base here this evening for the Newton Rebels. As the Rebels are down 11-6, they need to score some runs here to get back in it. Here's the pitch. Misses high and outside, and that will take the count down to 2 balls and no strike. We do have 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. And here is Gilhorn's pitch. That one right across the letters on the outside corner. That will take the count down to 2 balls and 1 strike. It's amazing how you can tell when you're having an off night. That one is high, as the count will now go to 3-1. When I'm usually a PA announcer at Valley Center School District, and then I've been the PA announcer for the NBC World Series for 27 years. And when you're doing a broadcast of a PA announcing, there's days that you just know you're in the groove, and then there's days that you just feel like you're out of it. That one hits the outside corner. But that's the kind of day I feel like I'm having back here behind the mic tonight, as having to do a little thing with no color commentator, and my throat's already getting a little sore on this tell. So if I talk a little bit less than why, here's the pitch. That one fell off there by Anna as both runners were taken off. So Wingett will be moving back to second base. Riley will be moving back to first. And that upsets me when I have still in a bad vibe about a game when I'm calling one, because I'm a perfectionist, and I always like to try to give you a good show. So I do apologize, but we're trying to here. Stepping off is Gilhorn. And Wingett is back on at some base. So 3-2 count now, and both runners will be taken off as there is 2 down here in the top half, 7th inning. Here's pitch. A swing and a miss there by Hanna. He goes down swinging for out number 3. So Skilholz strikes out the last 2 batters as he records his first and second strikeout of the ball game. Top half of the 7th inning for the Newton Rebels. They score no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 with on base. At the end of 6.5, it is the Hayesville Aviators 11 and the Newton Rebels 6. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the thing. 11-6 is the score in favor of Hayesville. Due up now for Hayesville, the designated hitter, number 9, Jason Robertson. Robertson is 0-2. And our live stream game is not working out. It was early on what happened, but can't give you any dates. But here's the pitch by Walford. Swing and a miss there by Robertson. Now to no ball and 1 strike here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Waterford ready to go to work. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down low. And the count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 down the count. Here's the pitch. That one just misses high for ball 2. So the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike to Jason Robertson. Here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. As the Newton Rebels are running out of innings. That one breaking ball right in there for call strike, and that takes the count to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Robertson. First batter here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And here's Walford from in for call strike, and Robertson goes down looking for out number 1 as Ryland Walford records his 3rd strikeout of the ball game as he struck out the last 2 batters in the last inning. So we have 1 down now, and that will bring up the center field number 2, Garrett McCartney. McCartney is 1 for 2 here this evening. So he has a base hit and then he flew to a left fielder. He did walk in the second inning. That one was for a ball. Fastball drilled towards the third base side, but it's going to be in foul territory. And that will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now to McCartney. With 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here is Waterford's pitch. Breaking ball in there. Actually, that was the fastball, I should say. That was in there for ball strike. I thought the ball was going to break, and all of a sudden it just kept going. And so the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. But I can read your comments. So that one just misses. Ball B. Correction, ball 2. So the count now goes 2 balls, 2 strikes now to McCartney. Here's Waterford. That one fouled off, heads up. That one almost hit somebody in the stands in the field right next to us. As the count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes to McCartney. Nobody on base with 1 down. And McCartney steps out, calls timeout, or asks for timeout, as Waterford was taking just a little bit too long for his liking. McCartney came into the ballgame batting 179, and here is Waterford's pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there by McCartney, and he goes down swinging for out number 2, and that is the fourth strikeout recorded by Rylan Waterford here in the ball game. Since he's come in, that will bring up the leadoff hitter, the shortstop number 3, Blake Bergonio. Bergonio has had the hot bat here this evening for Hayesville, as he is 4 for 4, as he has had 3 base hits and 1 double. Count is 1 ball, no strikes. Now to Bergonio. Waterford yes. That one in there for call strike. Fastball right down the middle, and that will even up the count now at 1-1. 2 down now here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and here's Waterford's pitch. That one just misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. Ball hit to the first baseman, and covering first base is Waterford. Great job there by Thor and Waterford for the third out. That is a 3-1 play for the third out. The buyout something for the Hayesville Aviators. They score no runs on no hits, no errors, and left on base. At the end of 7 innings of play, it is the Hayesville Aviators 11 and Newton Rebels 6. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you to New Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, we're going to have a new pitcher now in for the Hayesville Aviators. It will be number 16, Aiden Bagwell. Bagwell now on the mound for Hayesville. Due up for the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the 8th inning as they are down 11-6. It will be the left fielder, Thomas Capion. Capion got a triple his time up and ended up scoring on a errant throw from the outfielder as he was standing at third base and it went into a dugout. So count is no balls and 1 strike there to Capion here in the top half of the 8th inning. That one hit to that left-hand side, and looks like Jones is going to be able to get under it. Third baseman and the shortstop all hustled out there, but Jones finally called him off, and that is out number 1 as Capion flies out to left field for the first out. That will bring up the first baseman, and we have a pinch hitter now. Looks like it's going to be number 3, Corey Mason. I'm not sure that's who that is. And I'm trying to remember the numbers and names here by just looking at them. And it is number 3, Corey Mason now. Coming up. That one misses outside for ball 1. So the count is 1 ball. It's how us announcers are. Usually, if I meet somebody, the pitch is misses outside, the first thing I ask them is, what is your favorite number? And they look at me kind of funny. But the reason is, being an announcer, if I can remember your number, I can remember your name. And I don't know how come it works there. It works like that. Corey Mason now, it's the right field. Right fielder gets through and makes a catch for number 2. But anyway, that's how I remember by just seeing Mason's number there, number 3. And that popped into my head. But you got to make sure that you're correct. Sometimes there's more than 1 3 out there. There's one on each team. This young lady sits right next to me. Swing is there by Zellner as he's up now here in the top half of the 8th inning. But anyway, there's just a little info on how I do things and how my mind works. Pitch that one lifted into the second base. Second baseman looks under, makes the catch for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 here in the top half of the 8th inning for the Rebels. And at the end of 7.5 is the Hayesville Aviators 11 and the Newton Rebels 6. And we'll be right back. And welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. And we got a new pitcher now for the Newton Rebels. It'll be number 17, Carson Frazier. That pitching change is brought to you by Race Roofing. They have you covered. Once again, Connor Frazier now on the mound. That is the fifth pitcher now here for the Newton Rebels. Due up here in the bottom half of the 8th inning for the Aviators will be the second baseman, number 7, Brady Benedict. First pitch is misses for ball 1. Let me get it down to the bottom half of the 8th. And the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. 11-6 is the score in Fayetteville. Frazier now right across the knees on the inside corner as the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Umpire has been very consistent here tonight. And here's the pitch. That one lifted into right field. That's going to be in the gap. That's going to be extra bases for Benedict as he will stop at second base with a double here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So a double by Brady Benedict. And that is, I believe, his second double of the ball game. He did get a double his last time up. He is 3 for 5 now this evening. So good production there by Benedict. And that will bring up the right fielder number 4, Austin Albright. The runner now on at second base with no outs. I did get a nice comment from a friend of mine that said not be too hard on myself. All I'm doing is play-by-play support, color commentator, and statistician, and the scoreboard. So I will not be too hard on myself. Count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Albright. Never thought about it that way. I appreciate the comment. That one misses low for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes here to Albright. We are in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 11-6 is the score. And here's the pitch by Frazier. Fouled off there by Albright. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Benedict's on at second base as he just hit a double in right center field as he recorded his 3rd hit of the ball game. Second double also of the ball game. Here's Frazier's pitch. That one hit to the third baseman, Nolan Riley. Riley goes to first base for the out. Staying at second base is Benedict. Nice job there by Nolan Riley as he goes 5-3 for the first out. So we have 1 down now here in the bottom half of the 8th, and that will bring up the left fielder number 8, LaMarcus Jones. So Benedict at second. 11-6 is the score in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 1 more inning for the Newton Rebels unless they tie it up. That one misses outside for ball 1. So the count is 1 ball, no strikes now to LaMarcus Jones. Marcus Jones here this evening is 2 for 3 this evening. He got a base hit in the first, got a base hit in the 6th, flew out to center field in the 4th inning, and he actually got a base hit in the 3rd and walked in the 1st. There you go. Behind on now, I think it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So here's the pitch. That one just misses low for ball 2. So that would even up the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to LaMarcus Jones, who's playing left field here this evening for the Fayetteville Aviators. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there by goes down swinging for out number 2. A good pitch there by Frazier. And now we have 2 down. We'll bring up the third baseman, number 24, Dylan Golden. Golden is 2 for 3 here tonight. He has 2 base hits and a strikeout and a walk. That one misses low for ball 1. So the count goes 1 ball, no strike to Golden, who's playing third base this evening. Benedict started off the inning here in the bottom half of the 8th inning with a double, but there is 2 down. That one lifted foul to the right-hand side, and that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, my son came back here this last inning and tapped me on the shoulder, and I said something to him about put headphones on. You can do a little color commentating. And boy, he scooted out of here like nothing. That one, I break it inside as the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So it must not run in the blood, I guess. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Golden. That one fouled off by Golden as the count is now at 2-2. I do the PA announcing for his little junior football team that my grandson plays on up in Mulvane. And he does help me with that, but he never gets on the air. And as a matter of fact, he says, one of these days you're going to be gone and I'm going to have to fill in. Well, this would have been a great opportunity for him to get on the air here and say a couple of things. But, boy, he did his scoot. Oh, that's true. Oh, this young lady right next to me says, well, you got to look up to, and he didn't want any part of it. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Golden. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, there's Frazier's pitch. This is low for ball 3. So the count will go full now at 3-2. Once again, we thank you all for watching us here tonight. We also thank you for the comments that you have made here this evening. And that one hit to the left field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Another run scores. Scoring from second base is Brady Benedict. And Golden records his 3rd hit of the ball game and an RBI. As the score now goes to 12-6. And that is the 14th hit of the ball game for the Aviators. So now that will be the catcher, number 27, Rich Stevenson. Stan, get over here on the air. I got some questions to ask you. There's a throw to first base in safely. Is Golden. So Rich Stevens now up late here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That ball hit to right behind second baseman. Andrew Brotman hit his glove but was not able to hang on to it. So we'll see if that's an error or a base hit, because Brotman had to go a long ways that time to get to it. He got there in plenty of time, but it just fell out of his glove. It is going to be an error on Andrew. That is the 2nd error for Andrew Brotman here this evening, and the 2nd error for the Newton Rebels. So Stevens will be on first base with an error, and that will bring up, it looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter, and I believe it's number 17, so I'll find out who that is for Hayesville. Swims there, number 17, did I get his name here? And I think that's Isaac Kim coming in to pinch it. So Isaac Kim now coming in to pinch hit for Corey Moore. With a runner on at first and second with 2 down. 12-6 now the score in favor of Hayesville. And there's Frazier's pitch, misses outside, as the count will now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. And runners on first and second with 2 down. So the Aviators have 12 runs on 14 hits. That fastball just misses outside for ball 2. So the count now go to 2 balls and 1 strike. To Isaac Kim. That one hit to the right-hand side. That's going to be in for a base hit. Another run scores from second base. So that will be Golden. And stopping at third base. Oh, actually, he's coming around third base as the throw was to third base, and I have no idea why, because you always throw in front of the runners, not behind them. And now another run score. Now takes the score to 14-6 with a runner on at second base. So that's going to be a base hit by Kim and 1 RBI. And coming in to score with Golden, and then Stevens will score on the errant throw. So that is the 3rd error recorded by the Newton Rebels here this evening. And like I say, Kim will end up at second base, but he did get a base hit. And that should be the 5th hit recorded by Hayesville. There's a fastball by Frazier, misses high, as the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So should be 3 errors up on the scoreboard. They are 2 down. But you can't allow a man to advance, and that's exactly what happened on that throw, as the ball from right field went towards left field instead of towards home, and the runner scored from third base. The ball got away. In there for a call strike, as the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. So, well, now the scoreboard showing 2-1. I've got 1-1, but that could be wrong. It is 3 balls, 1 strike now. That one misses low. I asked 3 guys today to come in and color commentate for me, and they all couldn't do it. That one is foul off. Heads up. As count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now at 3-2. Run on at second base. Down. Scoreboard operator shows 2-1. That one is fouled right back to us. You'll probably see the camera move there for a second as that one went right back at us, right above my left shoulder. Luckily, I'm on the other side of the fence, and the count stays full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Frazier. That one misses high for ball 4. So now moving over to first base will be Robertson. And now coming up will be the center fielder. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter once again. It will be number 1. And looks like number 1 is Drew Bristow. So Drew Bristow now coming in. Pinch hit for the Aviators. And I can't remember who the last batter was. Just have not caught up. They're pitched that one in there for call strike. As now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Put it on. Can you hear me?
I got it.
Huh?
I got you.
Got it? Okay.
Turn my volume
I'm going to turn your volume up. There you go. Joining me is Mr. Stanley. He's my son. Stan comes in here in relief in the bottom half of the 8th inning. There's a swing and miss there by Bristow. Goes down swinging for a 3rd out. And not before the Hayesville Aviators, they score. I have 3 runs here. Should be. And score should be 14-6 in this. So he's not going off to the top of the 9th inning. 14-6 is the score in favor of the Hayesville Aviators. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you. I just need to turn my headset down.
Okay, right here. That last button there. Turn that one down. There you go.
There we go. Now we're good.
Now you're good? Okay.
All right.
All right, joining me is Stan here for the 9th inning. Looks like there's going to be another pitcher now for the Hayesville Aviators. It's going to be number 28. And find number 28 on that, please. That's what I'm having problems with, is reading that.
It's like Eric Van Allen.
Okay, Eric Van Allen. You want to tell me a little bit about Eric Van Allen? Where's he come from?
Huntington Beach, California.
And he is
6'4", he's about 195. That's right. Throws right.
Okay, so thank you very much, Stan. So Van Allen now coming in to pitch for Hayesville. And due up for the Newton Rebels. Top half of the 9th inning will be the leadoff hitter, shortstop number 1, Andrew Button. We are going to have a player of the game, and I believe we have chosen Nolan Riley. Nolan Riley will be our player of the game, as he is 2 for 3 here tonight with 3 RBIs. He had a 3-run home run, so he will be our player of the game. We'll let the team know as soon as the game is over, I'm going over there and telling them I need number 23. Nolan Riley as player of the game.
Okay.
Okay. Just holler it out. I need to know. Thank you. I appreciate that, Stan. Okay, so now Van Allen is now the pitcher, and here's the throw. That one lifted foul as we are in the 9th inning now. And it should be the top of the 9th. There we go. That one is no balls, 1 strike. 14-6 is the score in favor of Hayesville. Make sure I have my board right. Hayesville has scored 14 runs on 16 hits and 1 error. Actually, 2 errors. And the Newton Rebels have scored 6 runs out to the right-hand side. Right fielder moving to the line. He makes the catch for out number 1. So an F9 is the play. And we have 1 down now here in the top half of the 9th inning. That will bring up pinch hitter now. Will be number 2 for the Newton Rebels. And that will be number 2. You don't have a 2?
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Cade Schultz.
Cade Schultz, okay. Sorry about that. Schultz hasn't played very many games for us, so that's why I'm having trouble there. So Cade Schultz now coming in pinch hit for the Newton Rebels.
Looks like he's a Wichita native.
Okay.
Butler County Community College.
Okay. From Butler Community College. So has 2 balls and no strikes now to Cade Schultz. And here's the pitch. That one misses outside, so the count will now go 3 balls, no strikes to Schultz. And next up will be number 14, Trey Wingett. That is who is on the on-deck circle, so we know he should be coming up. Here is Van Horn's pitch. That one misses high for ball 4, so Schultz will be on at first base on ball 4. He reaches on a walk. And that will be a center fielder number 14, Trey Wingett. After Wingett, it will be Nolan Lee. Nolan Riley will be our player of the game here today. Loud enough where he hears me. So I'll need Nolan Riley up to the microphone as soon as this game's over with. First pitch is a ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes now to wing it. And here's Van Horn's pitch. That one lifted into right field. That's going to be right at the right fielder as he takes a couple steps in, makes it for out number 2. So 2 fly balls to right field for 2 outs. And that will bring up the player of the game, third baseman number 23, Nolan Riley. He doesn't know it yet unless he heard me, but he will be our player of the game. Once again, I'd like to remind you that Newton Rebels will be at home tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday we'll go to Cheney, Kansas, as we start a 5-game series between the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs and the Newton Rebels. The first 2 games will be in Cheney. Let me make sure we get that schedule here. So I want to make sure that you know it's we are playing Saturday there. Sunday we are off for Father's Day. And then Monday we're supposed to be in Cheney. I will be gone out of town on Monday as I go into a golf trip in Marietta, Kansas. Go play a great firekeeper course. 16 of us from the Derby Men's Country Club are heading that way. We'll have time. That one is low for ball 3. So 3-0 now the count to Nolan Riley. As we have a runner on at first base with 2 down. And here's the pitch by Chris Van Allen. I meant Van Allen. My apologies to the Van family. And now the Christian Riley is now on at first base with a walk. Schultz moves to second base. So that is the second walk given up by Van Allen. That will bring up the designated hitter, number 27, Connor Swink. Swink came in the 7th inning as he struck out. Here's the Van Allen. That one in there for a call strike. As it now goes to no balls and 1 strike. We have Schultz on at second base, right on at first. Down here in the top half of the 9th inning. 14-6 is the score. And Van Allen ready to go to work. Here's the pitch. That is a light great out there by the catcher for the Aviators. Gardner, actually I think they've changed catchers there. Let me see if it's 14 still.
I think it's Ridge Stevens.
Ridge Stevens, that's correct. I'm sorry. Ridge Stevens is the catcher. They have not changed catchers. I just got the wrong starting lineup. I got yesterday's starting lineups. So Stevens did a great job there. His count goes to 1-1. That one into the ground. That one gets away from the Stevens. And now the runners will advance as Riley moves to base and moves to third base. And the count goes to, I believe, 2 strikes. I think the umpire is, yes, he is. He's frustrated with the scoreboard operator as he puts out 2 balls and 1 strike. That's one thing I hate when I used to be an umpire was that the scoreboard was not incorrect because it makes you look bad. That one fouled off there by Swink, and that would take the count down to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Connor Swink now up at the plate with a 2-2 count. Runners on at second and third. There is ducks on the pond, like we say. Newton Rebels need runs as they're down 14-6 with 2 down. Here's a pitch. That one in there for call strike, and Swink goes down looking. That is the second strikeout by Swink in the ball game, and that is the ball game with the final score. It is the Hayesville Aviators 14 and the Newton Rebels 6. So go get number 23, please. Just yell out at him. I need number 23. Tell him that I sent you. Okay, so that's the ball game. We are in action tomorrow evening in Newton, Kansas. They host the Aviators for the last time. Hey, Coach. 23 I need. Okay, and once again, the Rebels will be at home tomorrow evening. That is on Friday, and then Saturday they start a 5-game series between the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. And we appreciate all of you sticking around. I want to thank this young lady. I never got your name.
My name is Ida, and my case number is 13.
13. Ida number 13, right? All right. We got Ida number 13. She helped me out with the scene. She helped me out with a fan for the computer that cooled down my computer. Right now it's burning up. So anyway, we thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we got number 23 now coming to the here. Okay.
Very interesting, very nice knowing you. That God bless you and keep you all healthy
There you go. Thank you very much.
If we wanted.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, so the final score is 14-6, and we should have Nolan Riley coming to the.
I believe you will get Nolan Riley once they are done out there in the field.
Okay, well I need him now though, so because if not, I got to shut off. Well, sorry about that. I had to go down and try to get Nolan Riley here. I'm not sure if he's going to come up here. Still have a meeting over there, and I can understand they're having a very heated discussion between them as far as trying to get back in action. Let me cut back over here to me. Once again, this is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer. The final score is 14-6 in favor of Hayesville. And the players and the coaches are all having a meeting, so I'm not sure whether Nolan Riley will be coming up here to be our player of the game, but we do want to thank our player of the game sponsor, and that is sponsored by Carl Hodges Family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000. It did just now break up. We'll see if he happens to come this way or not. Nolan Riley this evening was 2 for 3 with a home run and a 3-run home run. So we had 4 RBIs total here in the ball game. Is Riley coming? This is why it's so frustrating not to have somebody here to. I can't get it all done. I'm sorry. We do have Nolan Riley now hustling over here, it looks like, for player of the game. We're trying to get it all done before they shut the lights off on us. Once again, I apologize for being frustrated, but there you are. Get that chair there, right there. We're joined by the player of the game here this evening. Once again, the player of the game is sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000. You were 2 for 3 here tonight with a single in the first inning and a 3-run home run. You had a total of 4 RBIs here for us this evening. You seem to be really hitting the ball well here tonight.
Yeah, I was seeing it well. He packed me early, so I was ready. Just being on time. Then my last at bat, they 4-pitch walked me twice.
And the defense seemed to really work well for the Newton Rebels the first couple innings, but then that third inning, they scored 7 runs there in that inning, and just things kind of fell apart for us. And but actually, it was going to be a great ball game for us. And but sometimes that happens,
Yeah, we made a few field mistakes, and it led to a lot of runs, and it got out of hand, and we never got back up into the game.
That's right, and those errors just add up. They just add up, and unfortunately, that's what happens. I don't have a paper on you, but what we normally do here, Nolan. So sit up here so they can see you. Because if I move my camera, then it's gonna show off. Okay, what we normally do is we ask you your number. Your number's number 23. Once again, you were 2 for 3 tonight with RBIs, that 3-run home run. As soon as you hit that ball, I knew it was gone. I started hollering right away because you made really good contact with that pitch, and the ball was sailed over left field. But anyway, what we ask you is who your parents are.
Darren and Renessa Riley.
Do you want to say hi to them?
Yeah,
okay.
They were actually at the game tonight. Yeah.
All right, and also who your siblings are.
Little sister Camry. She's 14.
Okay, I'm sure you're saying hi to her.
Yeah, she was at the game as well.
Okay, and also we want to ask you what school you go to.
I go to the University of Arkansas for Smith.
Okay, and then the fourth question that we ask everybody, and that is who your favorite player is.
Right now playing is DJ Mayhew, and then of all time, Jeter.
Derek Jeter, okay, that's a good choice. And then the last question, since you have a little bit of time to think about it, but what we normally ask all the players, and that is, if you had 5 minutes to spend with somebody, who would that 5 minutes be with?
Yeah, I would just have to be Derek Jeter again. Just I think it'd be awesome.
They could bring a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, well, that would be awesome. So, once again, we thank Nolan Riley for joining us here this evening. He is the player game, went 2 for 3 with a 3-run home run and 4 RBIs as he got an RBI in the first inning. And we thank all our sponsors. And I have to turn the light on here. Sorry about that real quick. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, the Colonel Tim Mahler family, in honor of the National Guard. Home team, always ready, always there. Also like to thank our sponsor for double place, and that is Peyton and Paul, attorneys at all, working for you. Our pitching changes, sponsored by Ray River. They have you covered. Any doubles tonight, which we did have, is sponsored by Cobra Enterprise, Store and Stuff, and Realty Connections. Home runs, which we had one right here by Nolan Riley, is sponsored by the John Odom and family, proud friend of the Newton Rebels. Also, any great play or play of the game, Nolan Riley is tonight, is sponsored by Earl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000. Once again, we'd like to thank our player game, Nolan Riley, and we'll be in action tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Try to get on the air at 6:45 against the same Hayesville Aviators. And before we leave, Nolan, this is on YouTube, so you can watch it anytime. You can go back. We'd like to give you a chance to say hi to anybody else that you would like to say hi to, or a group of people.
Yeah, I just think anybody who's watching still, stick with it, and I hope to win here soon.
No kidding. We're just right there, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, last night 3-0, and we just needed the timely hittings. And if we get those timely hittings, we're ready to get anything this game.
Right.
So once again, our player of the game, Nolan Riley, going 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. This is Frank Martinez, the voice for the Newton Rebels. Wish you a good evening. Don't forget, we'll watch you you'll watch us tomorrow at 7 o'clock start time and 6:45 to get on the air. We'll see you tomorrow night, and here goes.